Hello YouTube, it is Damien, it is The Story here with Adelaide United. Today in episode number 2, we have got the start of the A-League season. It's going to be a fun old time, and hopefully if things go how they've been going in pre-season, we're going to have quite the successful year. Since we last met, we have played the full amount of pre-season. Rods, who's in our chat, and we are currently live on stream, so links are down below to my Twitch and of course Discord. You can go down there to interact with me live. Has gone and made the thumbnail, so big shout out to Rods, and he's the main reason we're doing YouTube, because of uni. He's finding it hard to stay up to date with streams. So, you know, even if one person, which is you, Rods, watching this, watches the YouTube, that's all but enough for me. In terms of pre-season, though, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's as good as it's been. We came in, we played a friendly against the Adelaide United second 11. Well, let's not count that. But we have played Adelaide Victory, who we beat 4-0. Western Strikers at the Cambridge Reserve, which is actually 5 minutes up the road in that literal direction from my house. Only Old Scholars, who actually plays in the division that I play in, that I fill in from the amateur division, which, you know, my amateur side drew 1-0 to them. Adelaide United beat them 6-0. That is unbelievable. They actually called the Only Rangers, so kudos to FM for actually getting him in there. And then the two biggest performances of pre-season was Western Sydney Wanderers came of what was a pretty decent side. I wouldn't say it's exactly full strength, but pretty good. And, well, 19 shots, 12 on target. Didn't keep the ball as much because they play a very big possession-based 5 at the back system. But, you know, clinical, 6-0. Didn't give them too much of a sniff. Nice. They did hit the post once, though. They probably should have scored. But Melbourne City was definitely the more important performance. Melbourne City predicted to finish second in the league. They have had a really good season in real life as well. And we absolutely blitzed them out the park. 25 shots, 14 on target, 60% the ball, 93% pass completion. And we had a couple of guys out on international duty. I'm sure that maybe Melbourne City was suffering from that too. In terms of the season preview, if you have a look at where Melbourne City were meant to come, they're meant to come second, and Western Sydney fourth, and we just knocked both of them off the tree. In terms of, with all the signings being 100% confirmed, you know, you have got Javi Lopez and Craig Goodwin in there. You got Mariappa that people may know as well. And then there's maybe some few other names like De Silva, Amini, McLaren that people will know. If you go to Melbourne City, you know, you've got Matthew Leckie playing wing back. Interesting. But if you go back to Melbourne City, who we beat, they've also got Jamison that people may know as well. I don't know where Carl Jenkinson's gone, but he's at Melbourne City too. He might be one of their best players, the former West Ham man. Was it West Ham? Yeah, it was West Ham. Was it not? I'm not going mad. We just played against him, did we not? Carl Jenkinson. There you go. Is it West Ham? It was West Ham, right? Arsenal and West Ham. There you go. Okay, I'm not going blind. It was West Ham. But there we go. And we've started really well. Now, in saying that though, we do have a very tough away trip. We've got Perth Glory, and they are pretty good in the A-League this year in real life, and they're pretty good in the A-League according to Football Manager, predicted to finish inside the top 6. And this is one of the hardest away games that you can have because of the travel distance. For those that don't know and don't watch from Australia, Perth Glory is that far away in Perth, that is that far away from the rest of the country. They're 2.5 hours behind me in Adelaide and somewhere 3 to 4 hours behind in other states. So, you know, it's a bit of travel. And we have the longest derby where it's Wellington Phoenix in New Zealand played Perth Glory, which is literally two polar opposites of, you know, the distance between Adelaide and New Zealand is crazy. So, yeah, we start with a pretty difficult one. The only good thing about that one there, this is the exact club where Brad Jones and, of course, Daniel Sturridge has ended off at. Brad Jones apparently on the bench, that won't happen. But Sturridge is out injured, expected to be out for the next 11 days to 4 weeks. So we actually miss out on playing D-Studs today. In terms of the team, though, this is what I believe is our best 11 and what I believe is our best bench. So Delianov is in goals. Javi Lopez being one of the best players in the league, if not the best, plays at right back. One Day and Jacobson are two very good centre-backs for the league, and Craig Goodwin is an elite winger for the A-League, but is also a very good wing-back. He takes free kicks, and I think he's going to get more joy going forward as a wing-back bombing on past Mo Toure than he will playing, you know, up top here. I am tempted to maybe give him a go for Ryan Kiddo and switch these two around, because Kiddo can play left-back and Goodwin can play there as well, but I like it how it is right now. Isaias is probably the best DM in the league, and we do have him there as club captain. Guy's been there, done it all, and won a league with us, so there we go. Diarigo, obviously the youngster, is only 20, got plenty of potential, and Cavallo through the middle with him as well. Ryan Kiddo and Mo Toure. Toure just coming back from international duty with the under-23s where he picked up a knock, but should be okay. Ryan Kiddo is a man I obviously went to uni with, and, great determination, love it. Secretly as well, Jacob Trapp and me have actually played a round of golf together, so there you go. He's a good lad, is Jacob Trapp, very solid head on his shoulders as well. He's had a decent career at Adelaide United so far and will only improve. And he will come off the bench for me in most games. But Kiddo and Toure, with Zach Clough, who's been in outrageous form playing in that false nine. And most of the goals and most of the games that have gone in pre-season have kind of gone with us winning the ball, having a lot of the ball. Yeah, we have played some weaker sides, but including Melbourne City as well. And Zach Clough just getting in areas where he feels he can get the ball. And he will create. And then there's the occasional one where he makes a run from deep and he actually scores. It's quite nice to watch. But that's your best starting 11. Shout out to Bernardo and Nestri, who will definitely get a lot of minutes for me. In real life, they're two of our youngest players, and they play a lot of minutes in the A-League in real life. And I think they both have big futures ahead of them abroad outside of Australia. So good luck to both of them. And I'll be trying to bleed them through. You've also got Hiroshi, who in real life is actually a very good, well-balanced player. On FM, they just think he's just a big brute. And then we've obviously got Coletti as a backup midfielder. Jacob Trapp can play left back, right back and centre back. Timothy can play centre back and left back, covers it all. And in the A-League, you must have a goalkeeper on the bench. So Joe Gauchi, coming back from injury, who I honestly think Gauchi could be our number one. He's going to be on the bench, and that's perfectly fine. Some names missing out, but that's perfectly fine too. And I don't mind how this team looks. So, with that being said, that is on screen your starting 11 against Perth Glory, and hopefully we go out there and play to the best of our ability. Because if we do that, I actually think we'll win. Now, the game does predict us to finish 8th in the season preview, as you would have seen on the past screen. I personally think a 4th place or higher finish is kind of where we sit if we have no injuries and we play best to our form. If we can make Cooper Stadium, our home stadium, a very good place to play football, we'll be quite fine this A-League season. And hopefully mount a challenge of winning the A-League. Who never knows in Season 1. In terms of the squad itself, familiarity is growing every day, but obviously the more games they play, the better they get at that. And intensity, the only thing I'm worried about is our dynamic started with a very good and a very good to excellent club atmosphere. Even though winning every game, it seems to be dropping. I don't know why. And the cohesion has not really grown, which is a little bit worrisome as well. But we have done particularly well. Score predictions in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. You have watched a bit of pre-season here for the first hour that we've been live. Hopefully we go out there and play well. There's one thing I will say about pre-season to then the A-League season. For me, I personally think that, as much as we had a really good pre-season, I do think that there's definitely a chance that, A-League season starts and FM just turns around and goes, okay, you've had your fun now. Now, it will react how it's meant to for they perceive us to finish lower half of the table. But yeah, you look at that team, Brad Jones, Osama Malik actually used to play for Adelaide United for those that are wondering. Great player. It was actually quite sad when he left because I thought he was really good for us. A player I really wish we tried hard to keep hold of. Bacchus is obviously a great midfielder through the middle as well. You got Fitzgerald on the bench, Toprak and Andy Keogh know what they're doing too. These are not really players that people will know of if you're watching from outside of Australia. Giddy, it's nice to start well. I think we will be fine. Hopefully we go out there, see what we can do. Our form's been really good. We've had a really good pre-season. We're playing against a 4-4-2 for the first time in this 4-3-3. We've played against 2 5-back systems. And a lot of the amateur clubs, it doesn't even matter what formation they play. We're just that good compared to them. But yeah, I think for the opening day of the season, away from home, I will take a draw on the opening day. I know that might be a little bit negative, but that's okay. Perth Glory in their normal purple. I don't know why we're not in the red, but we're in that really nice creamy colour on FM. For me, I know we'll have a good game if we see us getting possession of the ball. And look, we've started quite well. All good, Dim. Good to see you. Welcome to match day number 1 of the A-League, mate, as he comes into the stream. But yeah, first 15 minutes, a bit more even than what we've seen in pre-season so far. But Goodwin's picked the ball up, and we have found Mo Toure, who finds Isaias, and hopefully you get to see that free-flowing, nice passing football that we have started to instill here at Adelaide United. Lopez finds Kiddo, finds Javi, looks for Diarigo, first time little dink into the top corner, and we lead 1-0 18 minutes played in the first A-League game. And it's Mr. Diarigo from deep, making a run from centre-mid on attack. Yes, I know it's broken. We lead 1-0. Very nice goal. Good bit of movement. Look at Diarigo go from deep. As you can see where my mouse was. One touch. Keeper not in the best position as Brad Jones. And a great finish, and we're 1-0 up. Damo Bull, says the chat. Damo Bull. Maybe, Rods, maybe. Craig Goodwin now finds Isaias. And he's good at keeping the ball. And I've said that and he's lost out. Okay, interesting. There we go. I haven't seen Isaias do that since, I can't really remember. Anyway, Sardinero going down this left-hand side. And it goes with it. Goes back to O'Neill. Need to get on a press. We don't. Bakus finds there Clisby. And I don't like this at all. It's the first time we've really seen a highlight against us in this entire stream, really. There's been a couple of highlights where actually Western Sydney hit the post, I believe. But, yeah. Back here with Perth Glory. Good movement. Great ball in. That's a goal. And just like that, a turnover from one of the best players in the league, of Isaias. And just like that, Perth Glory pegged us back only 5 minutes later for 1-1. If you're going to tell me this year that we're going to concede a lot of goals, we won't have a good year. Because I actually think with our back four and Isaias being the DM, we should be quite good. But, yeah, just like that, Isaias from a throw-in loses the ball. Anyway, Diarigo doesn't do the same thing, and Isaias moves it this time, which is good. Jacobson now finds One Day. And he finds Jacobson again. One Day now. Looking for a midfielder or a deeper runner. Jacobson drops off nicely to give himself a bit more space and time. And drives to try and overload the middle of the park. In the end, back to Delianov, and One Day we keep it nicely. We need to find that ball into the middle of the park. They're pressing us quite well, to be fair. This ball has to go into Diarigo, and does. Clough dropping in. Perfect. Exactly what we want. Craig Goodwin on the overlap. Can hold it up and get numbers in the box. Toure, Goodwin. Numbers queuing. Mo Toure. Isaias doesn't have a dig. Goodwin. Cloughy boy. Isaias straight at Brad Jones in the end. Wasn't as direct as I would like. It was good ball movement, but I think we had to get the ball in the box with Goodwin a little bit earlier. Nice low cross. But in the end, headed away. We've been the better side, I feel. It's just one silly mistake from us. And even on the A-League level, silly mistakes get punished. So, yeah. Because this is the elite level of Australia, I guess. So, as much as we pay it out. But, yeah, unlike all the pre-season games we've dominated, this game here we've not been particularly great in. 40 minutes played. It is still 1-1. I would take a point, like I said. And but we've still got 45 minutes to play. Look, I'm going to stay positive. It's our first competitive game in charge. No need to slate the boys. Tell them, look, we're keeping possession well. Continue on in the second half. Hopefully we find something. We've got players off the bench that can make differences. And we continue on. Time ticking away, 60th minute. Start thinking of some changes right now. We'll see what happens in this highlight. But Cavallo wins the ball, and he's one of the changes I'm thinking of. Jacobson. One Day. Mr. Cavallo. And Javi Lopez. Kito. Finds Louis. No, he doesn't. We need to get on that. Well done, Goodwin. Finds Isaias. Diarigo. Zachy Clough. Great ball. Joe, I was going to maybe bring off. Still going to come off now after missing that. Really should have scored. Great ball movement. Good persistence. And, at the end of the day, we waited for the right moment. Found the gap. So it's coming. The football definitely is coming. Just need to make sure that we make enough of it. I am making a double change to 64th minute played. Nestri on the left. He's a bit of a live wire. Bit of pace. Bit of acceleration. And I am going to give Bernardo a start for in the middle of the park or off the bench. He's more flair, more aggressive. You know what, boys? It's 1-1. 65 minutes played. Let's see if we can find something. In the end, it's their highlight, though, of Keogh. Mistake, and Clough does well. Now, this is where Clough has been really good for us in terms of getting in areas and keeping the ball. And there we are. Nestri's quick. Goodwin now. And finds Isaias. And now we can create. We've got people in the half spaces that Isaias releases Kiddo straight off the bat. Kiddo now has got numbers in the box queuing. Bernardo, Clough, wide. Every one of the pre-season games, that has ended in a goal. So, just not our day today. Not our clinical self. Flicked away. Should be Jacobson's ball, and is. And he finds it way to Delianov. And he's got a bit of time. Finds Jacobson, Isaias. Jacobson, you need to get here, man. You're cutting off half your passing lane. That's poor from our centre-back. That is really poor. Lucky Nestri gets on the ball and then he gives it away anyway. Big tip if you're playing at centre-back. Get yourself some space so you can hit the ball facing forward, not locking yourself off to only playing one way. If they score from this, it's our centre-back's mistake. Delinov, what a save to keep it out. What a wonder save from the keeper. That's all come from poor positioning of Jacobson. So, fair enough. He wins the ball. That's fine. Not a problem. His first move is to stay here and allow Isaias to actually pick the ball up here. That's fine. Get yourself out of this, press, and that's fine. We don't do that. Okay. That's fine. No dramas. Isaias doesn't take it on. This is Jacobson's cue to now get here. Why the hell are you standing here? You're only inviting pressure from the top and you're keeping Keogh in the press. You're actually locking off the passing lane for Isaias to drop in and pick it up. And you're giving us no passing lane here because the pass on to Goodwin isn't on because it will get pressed by Sadarino there, Sadanero. So why do this? When he gets the ball here again, by all means give it back and then get his quick smart so Deninov can play you again. Instead, poor keeper, poor Deninov's going, mate, fucking don't move. I've got nothing on. He's gone long. Don't blame him for going long at all. Mistake from Jacobson. There we go. Has not happened all pre-season, that. And of course, the first A-League game. Moment of, All right. Last change coming. Zatkov's had a good game. Ryan Kiddo's not had really a good game. Goodwin looking dead, but I'm going to keep him out there. Hiroshi's going to move into there. I'm going to move Zatkov into there as a bit more of an inside forward on attack and really try to get him going. And I'm actually going to get Rossi in there as a target man on attack and actually try and lead the line. He's 6'5". Maybe we can go a bit more direct into him. We've been the better side, definitely. But at the same stage, we have not been perfect today. And if they score, it'd be totally against the run of play. Mercifully, they've headed up wide and high. Pretty much Perth Glory played solely on the break and solely on set pieces, really. And they've only scored from a mistake that we made. We haven't really been picked apart. It's been, the two highlights we've seen him, the great save from Delinov and the goal was come from two mistakes. Mistake from our centre-back for the great save and a mistake from one of the best players in the A-League in Isaias. Making a mistake in the middle of the park where he forgot that he's a footballer and he can pass the ball. In the end, though, look, I said I would take a draw at the start of this episode. And I will live by that. I'm happy with the draw. A lot of positives. We're only going to get better from playing more games of football as it officially finishes 1-1. If you look at the statistics, better XG, better amount of possession, 91% pass completion, 12 shots, 7 on target. If we could pick up consistent draws with the occasional win away from home and then go on long streaks of winning at home, we're going to be really good this year in the A-League because that's going to be enough consistency to probably mount a very good challenge come the end of the season for top 6 and finals football. But, look, as a whole, I think that was not a bad game at all. We've been the better side. Look at the episode 1 that. So, trust the process. Perfect thing to say. Think the boys were good. You can look at definitely moments we missed. There was a Zach Clough moment that rolled just past the post that maybe he should have scored and scored a few in pre-season. Obviously, Josh Cavallo obviously came off. Just before he came off, missed a massive one-on-one, which I expect him to score. And a more elite midfielder would score in Premier League elite terms, etc. But yeah, look, I didn't think it was that bad. Bernardo and Neshri really didn't get a moment off the bench to really influence. Hiroshi, I tried, but it was a bit late to probably make an impact and judge his performance. But on a whole, I didn't think it was bad. I think we need to give Delinov some credit. It was a great save from the header. I thought that was pretty much in off Keogh's head, so that was fine. But yeah, look, we deserved more. Look, Diarigo's goal was great. It was a great strike. I think the only downside of a good performance was our goal was a wonder goal. It was a great run, great movement, but it was a wonder finish. I guess you could say that I wish we saw maybe 1 or 2 more highlights of a bit more clear-cutness and we're just a bit more unlucky. At the same stage, there's not really too many negatives to take out of that. It was a draw away from home against a very good Perth Glory side. Well, until next time, YouTube, that's going to be the end of episode 1. However, let's go see when we're going to come live next. I don't want to give you too many games in a row because obviously that can get quite repetitive. There's only 12 teams in the league. If you actually go to the rules here as well, 7 subs name, free match, top 6 make the thing. Believe the amount of games played is what? We play each other 3 times. So 30 games in the season, if not by memory. That's actually what I was trying to check, is in the regular season. I'm pretty sure it's 30 games, right? 26 games. There we go. 26 games. There we go. But yeah, with the 26 games, 1 down, 25 to go. We'll go on the grind. It can go pretty quick. I guess next episode, we're already playing Perfect Glory again pretty quickly. The Melbourne Derby, Melbourne Victory is our derby, so maybe we'll give you a Melbourne Victory game because the next one is until April by the looks of things. Oh, wait, no, that's wrong. Yeah, we got that, then we got that. Actually, we got a Melbourne doubleheader coming up. Wow, look at that. We got Melbourne City, Victory City. That's huge in terms of Adelaide United terms. Maybe I'll bypass the first Victory game. And maybe we will come with... Realistically, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's only 7 games away. Nah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in the Melbourne Victory game, coupled with Perth Glory at home to see how much we've improved since then. I think that's what we're going to do, YouTube. Which, is only in a couple games' time, but that's perfectly fine. Till then, YouTube, I'll see you then. Thank you for watching episode 2. Give it a like. Go subscribe to the YouTube channel if you did enjoy the content. As always, links are down below. And another massive shout out to Rods, who's in the chat, for making the thumbnail. But till then, I'll see you for episode 3 of the story where our journeyman has started with Adelaide United.